Hey everyone, this is my Patreon pod reaction to the 13th and final episode of Granbelm. And last episode was pretty great, especially regards to the combat. It was pretty much like dialed up to 11 for sure. Just this show has always done that pretty well. The battling, all the shiny lights and magic circles and beams of energy and flying around and battle cries and yelling people's names angrily, and this is great, you know, and the 2D animation, like, that's always been a very great aspect of the show. And last episode definitely had that in spades, like, top tier. I mean, what more could you really say about it? But unfortunately, it did kind of have this veil of sadness over it because the show tried to make it pretty clear that Mangetsu is not going to survive this, and that thought never really ended. That left my head as I was watching it. And in the end, sure enough, Mangetsu disappeared, and kind of as we hear frickin' Suisho and her maniacal laughter and all that. So, you know, Shingetsu is now without her, and this is where the show ends, this episode. So we'll see how things go. Will she, you know, go with the original plan of getting rid of magic? Will she do something, anything to try to get Mangetsu back? Maybe make a new doll and put old Mangetsu memories, spirit, soul-ishness stuff into the new doll? Is there a way to do that? Is there a way to do that and still get rid of the rest of the magic? I don't know, you know. All I can do is watch the episode and hope for the best, like I said before. So let's just do that. 3, 2, 1, cut. So Shingetsu, what are you gonna do today? Speak to me, Magic Coconuts. I'm asking you a question. Did we just get enveloped by magic? I wonder if we'll get an opening this episode. Probably not. Oh. Okay. I guess she's still alive. Not. I mean, I figured. Oh, that's a lot of magic circles in here. Somebody's got to open their eyes. There we go. That was a great little sequence. I still can't believe just how many of those there are. Oh, hands. I really don't know how anyone's supposed to dodge all this crap. If this was a video game, I would lose right away. I see we're not done with the action in this show just yet. She's just that good. Get on her level. Oh wait, you can't because you suck. You'll never be chosen by Magic Coconuts. That's certainly helpful. Yeah, Suisho definitely not on her level. Wow. Yeah, she is definitely the chosen one. But why would you want to? Just pumping her full of that magic. I was afraid she would say that. Just pump the girls full of your magic and see what happens. Have them go at it for your amusement. I understand. Why can't Magic Coconuts tell us any of this stuff? Why does he have to use Suisho as a spokesperson? Poof. Oh no, behind. But yeah, you can't sneak up on her that easily. Where we're going, we don't need legs. Oh wow. A lot of magic circles, a lot of needles. Oh, that didn't sound good. Did we land into the magic coconuts? Well, I guess she got her legs back. Great place for an ambush. Or finding hidden treasure. Could be both. Oh, there she is. Ugh. Are you okay? Okay. Oh, it can still move. I guess you could call that some teamwork. Good job, my robo friend. I didn't know they could control it from a distance like that. That was actually pretty slick. Pretty cool. And feel free to go to sleep then, forever. You're an old hag, I get it. I regret coming here already. Man, that echo, though. Are you sure you're not the reason they go mad? How dare they? I see we're doing more personal battle here. Oof. What kind of mage fights without their mech? The word has so many syllables. She'll get back up, I'm sure she's fine. You're never gonna be the chosen one. Get over it, Suisho. Oh, Rain. For a second I thought Mangetsu was above her crying. Oh, Hibiki? Or Mangetsu, that's my second guess. Sure. You say so. Can't say no to magic coconuts. Yeah, well, you're old. So she is okay. Mangetsu is definitely your heart. Listen to it. Although I still want Mangetsu back. We're doing something. Oh. And are we combining? Oh wow. That as an outfit. I'm okay with this. Combining powers. Now face us together. Our baby. There's just so many of those. It is so unfair. But I think we can handle it. But maybe if you scream louder, you'll have a chance. Just scream back at her, that'll help. Everybody knows your power is proportional to your screaming. Jesus Christ, the number of those. But nothing we can't handle. Yeah, I was about to say, did I speak too soon? But Mangetsu seems confident. There we go. I think she's got everything she needs now. And the music, now you know, for sure, it's gonna turn around. Oh, wow. Yeah, you have a billion of those things, who cares? That's what you call those things? I know, I noticed, trust me, I mentioned it a million times. Because it was just so ridiculous. Oh, well, damn. That may have done it. We just, like, tore her apart there like an instant. Well, you can try, but I think we may have actually got the power to finally beat you. It was a long time coming. Come on, just finally just pierce her, stab her, destroy her, slaughter her, break her. All of the above. Nope. You are not worthy. You never have been. Never will be. Just like she said to Anna. Finally we get to say it to her. How does it feel being the next Anna? Except even less likable. Now, boom. Whoa. There we go. I've been waiting so long for that. Now you better stay dead this time. I've had enough of these fake outs. I'm still salty about the one with Nene, by the way. That's right, fade away. Forever. Of course you can't shut up even when you're dying, can you? Man, Granbelm's just finally over. After 1,000 years, we have a actual winner. What comes next? And it was really is a cool looking mech. It's a shame it disappeared. I do think it looks definitely better than our original one. Man, she looks good in that, doesn't she? But maybe that's Mangetsu. Oh, Anna's here. Guess that kind of makes sense. It means a more normal, boring world. Is everyone gonna get a turn? That is very... wow. And she could not get through a door to save her life in that outfit. Well, the only magic thing that mattered is already gone, so... yeah, I guess that is to be expected. It's a very odd thing to happen in the middle of the road. So this is just a visual. Oh, that looked kind of weird. Oh, we were rid of you. And there we go, the only voice that matters. I should hope so. I still want you back, Mangetsu. Good point. Thing is just so big. That's humanity for you. She won't be alone, she'll have Mangetsu inside of her. Somebody has to. Not on the same day, though. She's definitely determined. Can't get her back down. There's the mage crown, I guess. We have our Princeps mage here. Oof. Wow, she even gets angel wings. Really is a good deal. Oh, wow. That was actually a really cool effect, the fish especially. Kind of reminds me of that one character's ability in World Trigger. Cake. Oof. Now it looks like a normal moon. So magic's just gone now. Just a boring world. Boring Tuesday. I think that's what the clock said. Not that it matters, but... Oh, there's Kibo. You know, was not talking to Shingetsu. Okay, so Nene still around. I was a little worried when we just saw them. Oh, is she better? Is she like, yeah, she's like a proper age now. That's so weird to see. But I guess that makes sense. She was small because of magic, and magic's gone now. Yeah, that just doesn't seem right. But yeah, everything's as it would be without magic, basically. That is incredibly dangerous. Don't do that, Claire. That is just not a good idea. Oh. I almost feel like there should be toast in her mouth there. And there's the thing. You are my doll. Let's not talk about her anymore. Oh, that was a teacher. Transfer students. Mangetsu? That looks like it could be Mangetsu's legs. Show her face. Better show her face. Those are beautiful flowers, but show her face. Ah, I knew it wouldn't. Definitely heavily implied, though. Like, I'm pretty sure those were Mangetsu's shoes, I'm almost positive. I'll go back and check a shot of her legs earlier in the show if I have to. Don't think I won't do it. Is the moon a different color than it used to be? I'm not sure. I'll check that too while I'm at it. That's probably just my imagination, though. So do we have anything else after this? There's not much left. But there should be a little bit. We have 20 seconds left of video. Yeah, we might not. I don't think so. I think it's gonna end with the ED. Thank you for watching. No, thank you for making. Okay. Well, that was the 13th and final episode of Granbelm. It was a pretty good final episode. It's just so glad. I've been waiting for so long, what feels like forever, for Suisho to just finally go down, because we've had what again feels like so many false takedown scenes, you know, like the one with Nena, like I said, is the one that sticks with me the most. When Nena got all, not Nena, I keep saying Nena, I think I said Nena first time too. I meant Kuon, right? I think. I don't know anymore. I think I'm all jumping up in my head now. But the point is, we had a scene where she got all excited and powered up, and because she was going to defeat her, and she lost instead. Because it was horrible. I don't know why I called her Nena before. I just don't know anymore. But anyway, the point is, I'm glad to see her finally taken down. Although, even after we defeated her, we still had to deal with her for a little bit, like the spiritual version of her, you know? But eventually, she was gone. So, that's what matters. But the fight itself was pretty great. We definitely continued some of the epic battle stuff from last episode. You know, just so many of those fairies, as she calls them, just is ridiculous. Like the hardest difficulty of a bullet hell, you know? It's just the worst. But once Shingetsu combined with Mangetsu, you know, moon on moon combination, they fully powered up and was able to take her down, which was great. That's all I ever needed in life, really, and I got it. So I couldn't ask for more. That's pretty much how the ideal way to defeat her, right? Shingetsu and Mangetsu coming together to take her down. What more could you ask for, really? So that was great. I did also just love the strategy of Shingetsu after she went down there. She like separated from a robot, but since she still had the strings attached, she could happen to be over there and still use it, you know? So kind of confusing the enemy a little bit, and it was a great strategy. I liked that a lot. That's my point. I didn't think the strings were that long, but yeah, she can think outside the box, which is good to see. But yeah, the new mech, the new outfit she got, all that stuff was great. Although the really huge hood, what would you even call that? The thing was just comically large to the point where it was almost distracting. I kept thinking about her trying to walk through doors, her turning around and hitting someone in the head with it. Just someone, I don't know, grabbing it and pulling her down. Like so many silly thoughts popped into my head because of that. But I'm sure somebody worked really hard on that design, and it still looks good, so it's fine. But even after she won, you know, Magic Coconut's still testing her, I guess, with all the magical visualizations of the fallen comrades, trying to talk to her, trying to convince her to not do what she's gonna do, essentially. But as I said, the only voice that truly matters is Mangetsu, and she is fully supportive of it. So, you know, I was gonna say because she's a reflection of her, but as she kind of said later on in the episode, she's not like just a reflection of her, you know, a mirror, as they said. She is kind of her own person, you know. I think that's what they were meant to imply with the "she was my friend" thing. That she is not just a doll. She is, for all intents and purposes, she is like, you know, a person, right? So she just cares a lot about her, you know. So that's definitely good to know, because that was a big thing for a while. Is she just a doll? But no, she is not. She is Mangetsu, and she'll never be forgotten. She'll always be inside of her, as she said. But yeah, we actually got to see some people and how they've kind of adjusted in this world without magic, you know? Because essentially the world's been kind of, I guess, reallocated to a state it would be without magic, which of course for Nena would be being bigger, because she's not actually a middle school girl. She just looks like one because of magic, and without magic, she's a big girl, which is great. Although I guess that does kind of affect the friendship with Kibo a little bit, but it's unfortunate because they were quite cute together, you know? Her being big kind of ruins that a little bit. But at least she's still around. Right. And that final scene at the end where we had transfer student, which is quite clearly Mangetsu. They didn't show the face, so they wanted to have a little bit of, keep it a little bit ambiguous, but the shoe thing was everyone wears the same shoes. If they're at school, they wear the school slippers. I know that. It wasn't in my head in the moment. My bad. I was like, yeah, she totally wears those shoes. Like, yeah, because everybody else does because they're at school. So that was kind of a silly thing to say. You know, I acknowledge that. But because they were pink and I associate pink with Mangetsu, I think I made some connections in my head because of that. But anyway, she just felt very Mangetsu-y. But the biggest thing was just Shingetsu giving that smile after she saw her. That was kind of the biggest tell, honestly. After that point, it was no doubt in my mind that that's Mangetsu. So I don't know exactly how that works, but I won't question it. She's back. That's a good thing, you know. So she can be a person now. That's great. Although yeah, some things are definitely kept ambiguous. Does Mangetsu remember anything if that is her? Because nobody else seems to. But you know, just kind of have to speculate about that, I guess. I mean, I can have my own headcanon of how things work, where Mangetsu remembers everything, she gets back together with Shingetsu, and they live happily ever after. I'm okay with that being my headcanon. I don't see the issue with that. So, but yeah, like I said, good final episode. So, what about my thoughts on the show as a whole? Let's see. This is a great show, for sure. It obviously feels very similar to certain other shows in some respects, like Madoka and Starlight are the biggest examples. You know, both those shows have, you know, like one has a QB, one has a giraffe, and for this show, it's like the magic coconuts, you know, and each one of those shows also had a character that was more familiar with the system than everyone else. I don't really want to give specifics on that one because that could be spoilers, but each show had a person like that, right? That was in this a lot longer than anyone would have guessed, and they know how it works, and they play an important role. All three of the shows had that, right? So I do feel like there could be some inspiration there, for sure. And some of the characters even look similar, like Shigetsu totally looked like Homura, for sure. Mangetsu looked a lot like Madoka. Like, I don't think these are accidents, so that right there kind of pulled me in a lot. It's kind of almost a little bit of Madoka's nostalgia, really. And Madoka is one of my favorite shows, so that's always a good thing for a show to have, right? So that definitely did a lot to help pull me in, for sure. Even has a Shingetsu also was already a part of this before Mangetsu knew what was going on at all, so even that's kind of similar to the Madoka dynamic. But anyway, moving past that. The world itself, the setting, a lot of that stuff was really cool. The idea of mages piloting mechs is obviously pretty creative. Unlike something like Fate, where mages just have a partner that battles, you know, this has your partner be like a literal mech, an extension of yourself that you get to pilot. You know, so that's a pretty cool idea. All the cockpits and designs and stuff, they all look pretty unique, really cool. And just getting to see them battle each other was really enjoyable. You know, they just like pull their strings, you know, obviously piloting a mech in a very puppet master kind of way, which kind of sort of, I guess, could be symbolic for them all being puppets in a way for the magic coconuts, really. So that's pretty cool there as well. But yeah, just the battles, they went really all out for just all the magical circles and energy blasts and different fighting styles, like, you know, Nana the sniper who doesn't like to fly because she's afraid to fly. Certain people with a lot of baggage, like, you know, I can't believe I blanked on her name. Anna. I don't know how I blanked on her name, but yeah, everyone had a different motivations. Anna definitely had her motivation, her very angry motivation. And plot twist like Suisho. Back in the day, I never would have guessed Suisho was so important. I just considered her a lackey of Anna, right? I didn't think too deeply on that. But, you know, thinking back on it, she did always come across as a little bit like she views herself as above all of it, you know? Like she's just kind of playing a role in being the disciple of Anna. Like she never really felt like she never really considered herself that. Like I definitely got that impression. So a lot of that makes sense now. I really can't watch the old episodes the same way again. Whenever I see Suisho, it just feels wrong for her to be in that position, you know? Because she was just like the final boss hiding in plain sight kind of thing. So that was a pretty cool twist I definitely did not see coming. Anna very early on was kind of treated as the main antagonist, right? But then like halfway through the story, she's just dealt with, and then we reveal the true main antagonist, which I like that a lot. You know, and Anna was kind of, compared to Suisho, Anna really is definitely more likable, right? Anna, she obviously was full of a lot of hate and anger and rage and sense of betrayal, and that fueled a lot of her decisions and choices, which a lot of them were bad. for sure. So you couldn't really get behind what she was doing, but you at least understand that it's what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not out of malice like originally, right? It's just a series of unfortunate things happening to her, piled on emotions and misunderstandings, all just kind of manifested into making her a very ugly thing. But the show definitely made sure that we knew that it wasn't always like that. That very nice flashback we had of Anna helping her find her little magic stone so Shinketsu could be a mage and stuff like that, which is like a complete opposite of how she is now, where she hates the fact that Shinketsu's a mage. Really, really shows that. So, in Shui's show's existence, when she became the new bad guy and she was just bad for the most part, just completely, that also kind of made it seem like, in retrospect, Anna really wasn't that bad. Like, she yelled a lot. She almost killed her mother. She, but she wasn't like the horrible, the same way Suisho is. Like, I never wanted to see Anna die a slow and painful death the way I wanted Suisho to, right? At least these are my opinions. I don't know what the general consensus on a lot of this stuff is, but all I can really do is talk about my opinions, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing. So, because when Anna was gone, I did miss her after a couple episodes, right? All of her yelling or Nesta, just constantly getting angrier and angrier. It was a fun thing, Like, she was an interesting character, So it's a shame she had to go. I mean, she had to go because she just, she was crazy. She just wouldn't let it go. So she had to be dealt with, which is just adds to the tragedy of the whole thing. Because in the end, Shinketsu never hated her. She was definitely didn't. But anyway, I should probably move on to something else now. What else do I want to talk about with this show? Well, the show did a pretty good blending of the battling and the slice of life, which a lot of magical girl type shows do. Characters go to school during the day and then bad thing happens, they have to go take care of it. But with this show, it was more of a very scheduled sort of battle because it had a full-on system that was very separate dimension, like a pocket dimension from reality. So it was no like interruption in class or anything like that. We just did our stuff and I was like, okay, guess it's time to battle. Okay, got all trained up, got my mech all fixed up, ready to go. So because of that, the show was able to have a pretty good balance of battle and slice of life, which I think worked pretty well. Because I do think it was almost like an episode trade-off kind of thing, right? So we always got our breaks from the battling and the slice of life, and if you got too tired of the slice of life, you jump back into the battle. So I thought that worked pretty well for the most part. Let's see, what else do I want to say? Let's see. The show had a pretty good cast of characters. Shingetsu and Mangetsu made a pretty good duo. Kind of duo that's very easy to ship together. I mean, the show knows what it's doing. I mean, the show actually technically had at least one kiss on it, I think. The whole Suisho, the Kuon sister spirit eating thing, that whole thing, that was technically sort of a kiss, right? I just wish our main duo could have done that at some point. But they did do a lot. We did get a lot from them, hand holding, forehead touching at one point, I believe, in this episode. Although Mangetsu did sleep with Kuon technically. I mean, they were in bed naked together, which I don't think she ever actually did with Shinketsu. So that's a little bit unfortunate that she got ahead of her in that regard. But for the most part, they were very close. I definitely enjoyed the bond those two had that they developed over the course of the show. And Nene, I love Nene. She wasn't really super main character-ish. At one point, we actually, ganged up to defeat her together, really. But she was great, She had, her angst about being trapped in her small body, that was always cute. So she had this relationship with Kibo that I really loved. Kibo really didn't get that much focus, really. The most focus she had was either interacting with Mangetsu or Nene, but the interaction with Nene were always great. Kibo's motivation to go with her is specifically because she's got this, don't talk to me aura kind of thing. And Kibo's like, well, I'll take that as an invitation, and she went to go do it. So that whole thing was great. Just pretty much every scene they had together, I enjoyed pretty thoroughly. And Kuon I liked. I mean, she didn't. I mean, I really don't have much to say about Kuon, but I did like her. She had her thing with her sister. I always enjoy, sisterly dynamics. And there was more one there than between Mangetsu and her sister, right? I mean, Kibo didn't really have that many interactions with Mangetsu, I don't think. And some of them, Kibo didn't even remember who she was, during the whole picnic thing, But But yeah, the whole Nana thing they called Nana was just great. See, I already talked about Anna plenty, and Sui's show I just hated. She was just terrifying. Just, nope. Rosa really didn't get enough screen time for me to have much of an opinion on her. I felt bad for her getting cast away by Anna, but really not much to say on her than that. She went out pretty early, right? She was like probably the character with the absolute least focus that actually participated in the Granbelm. But yeah, the show's a good show. Just Shin gets to go into school with that pink backpack, and her embarrassed reaction to it was great. There was the few really cute little fun moments throughout the course of the show, which is always a good to have in a show with a lot of battling and sadness and death and memory loss. You know, I appreciate having some fun little moments to kind of balance that out a little bit. And the show definitely had them, for sure. I do believe that's all I got to say on the show. It was a good show. I'm definitely glad I watched it. I do kind of wish I could have watched it as it aired, but then I would have had to watch it more slowly, so maybe it's for the best that I watched it later. But I definitely enjoyed my time with it, for sure. Plenty of episodes keep me on the edge of my seat. Some great combat, some great characters, some very unique aspects, just gorgeous magic circles, which is all I really need in life. Just creatively just like summoning mechs, all the little particle effects. And Kibo being just Kibo. That's a very important part of this show. Anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of rambling now, so good stuff. Glad I watched it. Hope you enjoyed my reactions to it, because action shows are never really what I'm great at reacting to, right? So hopefully it was still decent regardless. And if you did like my reaction to the show, and this is my first thing in mind that you've watched, I do react to other shows, so feel free to look around the channel to see if there's anything you like. I got a playlist for pretty much everything I've watched, even for some shows that are unlisted because I show too much footage in them, so I don't want them to be too public. So yeah, hopefully you stick around. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.